your ambitions change, don't they?
Yeah, because your
basically?
priorities change as well. You know, because you are a mum now and you've got a responsibility. But I think it shouldn't make you change, as in, you know, you don't want a career anymore or any less ambitious. I mean, I've got 4 and I know I've taken breaks in between my 4 children, but I still want to work and I still, you know, want to go out and be my own person and, you know, not just be mum at home all the time.
Do you think you changed when you were pregnant?
I think what happens is you have a little sort of bundle there that is your sense of perspective. So, you know, when you're in your 20s and you don't have kids and some tiny thing that happens in the office
is pregnant?
That's me pregnant. Some tiny thing happens and you really fret over it. The minute you have children, you don't sweat the petty stuff, as they say, anymore. And I look at businesses now, and I think there are so many cottage industries now that come out of women, particularly, who are suddenly at home and they go, oh, hang on, I don't want to go back into the office 12 hours a day. I want to do something different with my brain, and so they just channel it into
I think your brain does change, though. I think you change as a person, don't you? And your attitude to everybody changes. Your attitude to life changes because they're the most important thing in your world, and that's the end of the story. When you've got grandchildren, it's even worse. But I think there's never a right time to have a baby anyway. Never a right time to be pregnant. You just have to go for it. And I've always said to young kids, if you can go for it as young as you can, go for it. Have the babies, get on with it, and then you can get on with your career. But I do think you change, and I think you have the baby brain for quite a long time, and you don't realise that you have it. Not that I would know the difference, Jane, but you do kind of get a little bit, you know, I can't do things, and you wait and all of that, and you have to get over it before you go back to work.
Especially, I mean, I went back to work. I was literally, I'd had my first, and I went back to Emmerdale, and he was only 4 months old. So I kind of just had to go straight back into it.
Oh,
I didn't
look
have time
at you!
to think.
Oh, you were adorable.
Look at the size of
That's
me.
lovely. No, if you want to have a size off in terms of bump, I can beat pretty much everybody, and it's well documented, sadly. Look at that. Do you know, that was probably me only about 6 months then. I was so...
That's quite neat.
When I was at my biggest, because obviously I did the weather, I blocked most of Ireland and I was encroaching into Wales and Cornwall.
How much weight did you put on?
I put on 4 stone with both.
So did I!
No, that seriously was only about 6 months. And then when you see people go, oh, I just hit the pregnancy into 6 or 7 months, I want to poke them in the eye. Because I could not have passed that off as wind.
You were saying earlier, when we were talking about this earlier, that it's one of your regrets that you didn't have more children. Did you not have more children because of ambition?
Well,
when you look back, or?
Not really. I didn't have more because I didn't have the right man by my side, because I always wanted the Waltons. And no, I really did. In fact, so much so that I cut my hair and wanted to look like John Boy. Anyway, that's another story. But
Sherry, maybe that's why you never made any more babies.
Yes, maybe. But I did, and it's my biggest regret, and it will go with me to the grave, because I didn't give Keely a sibling, you see. She hasn't got brothers or sisters. But she always says, Mum, you know, I'd have had to share my love with everybody else, and I want all your love. Yeah. So now she's got 2, and so it's wonderful for me because I've got a big family. But to answer your questions, which is a ramble, isn't it? I didn't answer your question. No, it wasn't because of ambition particularly, because once I had one, I thought, actually, do you know what? You can be pregnant and have a baby and still work.
You can.
Yes, it's got nothing to do with anything. It's very hard. But you don't have to stop. No. You don't have to stop. You have to care, and you have to be at home a lot more. But
and of course, it all changes. Everything does change, and your perspective changes, and your life changes. You can't just drop everything. But you're still you. And, you know, we're very lucky that we work in quite a creative industry. I mean, I carried on working until the week before I had Amy. And again, my boss went, thank God, when I finally left, because, you know, I was travelling around and this sort of thing. And you work from home as well, didn't you?
Yeah, so well, I wrote books, actually, because that's quite a good thing to do when you've got a baby at home, you know, just nip upstairs and sit on the computer, so...